I got sleep in my brain.
Hello guys, welcome to Rob KIMMONS blog. I got JT as usual here, but today we got a special guest in Frank the Tank Manion, one of the fighters here at Perseverance MMA Team Reaper. And we're going to go ahead and do a little update on the last Shamrock FC. Let's see, we had Frank fight first, so instead of me talking about what happened, let's go ahead and have Frank take over. What happened, Frank?
Oh, all right. Well, I fight this guy out of Brass Boxing. He's a boxer, Mike Williams. He's a tough kid, and we come out, and I knew that he was a southpaw when we faced off for pictures the day before.
Right.
I was like, oh boy, this guy's a southpaw. I didn't, know that.
Right, because we couldn't find anything on this guy before the fight.
Right, so, we had to change up the game plan right there at the last second. Well, not too much, but our striking's pretty good here, so we train that a lot, so it wasn't a big deal. I knew the striking was going pretty good halfway through the first round when I could hear their corner screaming, don't be afraid to take him down. It's
right,
like,
I remember
it's going pretty good. So, second round come out, he tried to take me down, and I got a guillotine choke 33 seconds in the second round, so pretty happy with that win. It was a good one. It was a good fight.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that. If you know Frank is known as a striker. I actually met Frank a long time ago before I had my own school, and I actually trained with Frank. I heard through the grapevine that he had been taking some time off, and I reached out to Frank and was like, Frank, you've got that special it factor. He's just tough, and I was like, man, come in here. Let me be your coach, man. Let me get you to where I know you can go. Because the thing about Frank is, I've trained with a lot of really good people. One thing about Frank, though, he's one of the only people I've ever sparred with, if not the only person I've ever sparred with, where usually when you get hit real hard, because we've went to war a lot of times, I would hit most people. When I hit them hard, they back up and circle and try to get away. Frank has this thing inside of him where when you hit him hard, he doesn't even think. He immediately hits you in retaliation. He doesn't care what kind of damage he absorbs. He wants to put it back on you, and I love that, and he wasn't real technical when I met him. He was just a brawler who had tons of heart, which I love because honestly that's what I was when I started, for a long time. So anyways, but now Frank's just a killing machine. You know what I mean? He's a striker, banging on everybody, but this time was awesome because he showed some of that jits game that we've been working as well. So that was great. The second fight that we had that night was Tyson Hicks. He had his last amateur fight. He fought for a title. Fought a really tough guy. It was actually a close fight. The guy was real skilled, real strong. Shredded dude. Looked like an action figure. You know what I mean? Right. And so does Tyson. So it was cool. They went to war. It was a split decision, actually, I believe, wasn't it? Was it a split? Or I think it was a split decision, which is crazy. I don't understand how, but Tyson won the fight. He did what he had to do, and again, just like Frank went out with a game plan, and through the middle of the fight, he adapted to what was happening and kind of changed the game plan. Same thing with Tyson. Tyson went out and was striking. And we seen there was, you take what you can get. And me and JJ Barnes, we just seen this opening where the guy was open for a takedown. So normally Tyson's not really a ground and pound guy. We went ahead and went with that for the win, and it worked out real nicely. So what about you? Anything about the fights that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I was at the hospital with my baby, but I do want to ask, what's your timeline looking this year? Are you going to fight again?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll probably start talking to Rob here after probably next Monday about what we're going to do from here. Just take a little bit of time off. I just had 2 fights back to back in November, and then this last one. So I need to get a few more fights in this year.
Now, when you fight someone, does someone from that organization come up and say, hey, you should get a rematch with him? Do you automatically give rematches to people, or
everybody wants a rematch?
It's
the word on the street. The word on the street is, so far, even though Frank is 3-0, and winning these fights in convincing fashion, I will say, everyone keeps asking him for a rematch. Why do you think that is, Frank?
Well, I think it's because I just look so good. They just look at this guy and like, man, he can't be this good looking and a killer.
Is it because you're getting interviews and being on prestigious vlogs like this?
Yeah, there could be a little jealousy factor. Everybody's trying to jump on this train to stardom.
I will say this on a side note. I will say, I'm close to all my team, and I will say that at the last fight, the guy that he had just beat, not the last fight, but the one before that, that guy fought on the same card. He won, and it was funny because Frank seen him and said, "Hey man, good job, way to get that win." And the guy was like, "Yeah, that's how I'm going to do you in our rematch." And Frank was like, "Oh, okay. Well, cool, man. You better eat some because you're looking smaller than me." And the guy was like, "I'll fight you at any weight class." And Frank was like, "Well, cool. Let's do 205 and I can eat then." And the guy was like, "I don't care what weight you are." And I will say, I got worked up as if that dude slapped me in the face. I was like, okay, that's fine, but bring your coach. We'll make it a tag team. I was worked up.
That would be kind of cool. I'd see that.
I was about to smash that guy myself. I was like, dude. Oh, and what was funny, I was like, hey, man, you didn't even finish the fight. You gave up in the middle of it. He's like, well, he only hit me 3 times. I was like, he only had to hit you 3 times. You gave up, dude. But anyways, this is a good place to stop, man. But we're also on a side note, we are undefeated. Since we opened up Perseverance, our team Reaper, the Reaper Fight team, completely undefeated at in MMA. So, I mean, we're just really blessed. I think a lot of it's the way we train. We're very close. Everybody tries to push each other, not for their own benefit, but just for that person also, because we're close, because we care about each other. So I just, here to 2016, I hope it just continues in that fashion. Thanks for tuning in. Perseverance MMA. Check us out on Facebook.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Frank Manion on Twitter, right?
Frank the Tank Manion on Facebook.
On Facebook. So like him, like his fighter page.
All right, thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye.